absolutely fantastic. You have a fabulous set of people here. Now it's my turn. So let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm Dr. Trudy Barber. I'm from the University of Portsmouth, where I run the Media and Digital Practice degree. And I created one of the first virtual reality sex environments back in 1991 when I was a student at Central St Martin's. I did my PhD on computer fetishism and sexual futurology, exposing the impact of arousal on technologies of cyberspace. And I'm currently working on a monograph, 30 years of cybersex, from pixels to post-human. So hopefully that'll be sent to the publisher in March 2021. But any ideas, please send them my way. I do want to write, I've written a response to Hallidonto's work here, because it kind of stems from some of my own early work when I was doing cadaver studies and looking at the body and technology, and it's so fabulous to see this coming forwards in a contemporary context. So this is my response to Hallidonto's work, and I've called it Cyborg Cadavers, the first kids of the digital age. Hallidonto's work is multifaceted with many layers of meaning. From a complex imagination associated with various media contexts in relation to the future, Hallidonto's work brings together philosophy, postmodernism, and notions of the flesh with the mediated body through drawn revelations of the technological self. Influences stem from early manga, the symbolist movement, the Transformers, robots in disguise, genius and the Terminator films that add to his lived experience through the beginnings of digital culture. Hallidonto demonstrates an understanding and interpretation of what it means to be one of the first kids of the digital age without analog experience. Hallidonto has described himself in the past as complex, moody, and alienated, and has felt slightly outside of the ordinary human experience. He's never been afraid to paint and vividly explores colour and shape with dystopian narrative and strong androgynous bodies. This is evident in his understanding and use of line in relation to various body parts within the cyborg cadaver drawings. These visceral marks are true for Hallidonto in respect of his brain injury that has coloured his lived experience and influenced his creativity. Consequently, the work questions his own mortality through a post-human aesthetic, in that most cyborg robot figures are either interpreted in popular culture as doomsday devices or the female seductive techno-sex robot. In contrast, this work looks at various forms of the birth of the cyborg from the cadaver. Neither male nor female, this androgynous and seductive line makes one consider one's own living body when looking at the work. The interesting element of Hallidonto's pencil drawing is that it is non-digital and can be described as analogue in the context of this exhibition. This creates stark contrast to his other work, drawing bodies in fully immersive virtual reality, which, when printed out in 3 dimensions, bring about a manifestation of the created experience lived in virtual space. Being able to work across these two creative environments demonstrates an ability to be flexible and adaptable across various media formats and contexts of observation and perception. At a time when the mouse or the touch screen takes the place of a pencil, this work provokes and contests ideas that notions of more traditional art is of minimal relevance in today's digital society, seen only as a therapy or manifestation of capital and financial value. Hallidonto's drawings exhibit the sheer skill and physical intensity that, it can be argued, digital creativity can sometimes lack. There is still the aura of the actual physical work in this context that makes the drawings so evocative. The cyborg cadavers, filled with some sense of anxiety, describe how the artist perceives himself philosophically, in that this is a manifestation of emotional context, the roots of which he has no real understanding. It is redolent of anxieties that people have of the Frankensteinian machine, the robot or the cyborg that will take over from the human flesh. Perhaps it is a premonition of embodied forms of artificial intelligence that may be coming, and this is the foresight of the work. This earlier sequence of Hanafuda, the Japanese playing cards drawings, are also redolent of the tarot and have informed the cyborg cadavers. Hallidonto's fascination with Japanese arts and culture is evident in the use of line and his appreciation of the Japanese passion for robots, cyborgs and technology. From Tetsuo's science fiction futures and Japanese cultural phenomena such as otaku, Hallidonto uses this inspiration to deconstruct the cyborg. In his VR spaces and pencil mark making, he reveals a deconstruction of the digital. The cyborg becomes an alienated figure, flip-flopping between the analogue and the digital realms like a spectre between life and death. His Cyborgian manifesto breaks open the irony of Haraway's female cyborg and philosophically challenges the arguments surrounding embodiment, non-conscious cognition, and notions of suffering. Through his brain injury and an episode in hospital due to a collapsed lung involving invasive treatment with medical machines, Hallidonto has a fear of his own flesh, and this is the symbolism of this very personal work. Overall, this work is original, intimate, dynamic, and challenging, and demonstrates a passionate skill for creative expression. Hallidonto is a man who is driven by his need to create, and during such times of political upheaval as we are seeing today, such drive can open debate and discussion about what it really means to be human and the vital importance of the need of creative endeavour. Hallidonto!